Hey there, so I don't know if you know this, but back when I made my, back when the Treasure Arena video, I made a SpongeBob Mheory. And it was about why SpongeBob always fails at his driver's license, but YouTube ended up flagging me. So I'm all like, no, I'm never doing theories again. But then this picture showed up, and my brain was all like, oh, you are totally doing that. So here we are. So here's the image. Whoa! Whoa, is Sandy faking breathing? Let's talk about that. Mathead and Brahim's Adventures, ba-bum. Okay, so let's talk about this theory. So the reason why I came up with this was because in the episode titled as Surf and Turf, there was a scene where Sandy asked Mr. Krabs where he made the boat. You would understand why the boat if you watch the episode. Mr. Krabs explains how he used a tree, showing off a texture. But one of them showed Sandy's family tree, but oh wait, there's actually a blue background with flowers. And as we all know, blue stands for water in the SpongeBob universe, and flowers stand for the clouds in the SpongeBob universe. Meaning that, is Sandy faking it? This is where I started going with. At the beginning of the theory, I didn't really have anywhere much to go. All I had was that little picture, and I thought, is Sandy faking it? And this would make total sense. SpongeBob is known for faking stuff. Like, they made such a good joke in the SquarePants, in the second SpongeBob movie, about how they can't breathe. But as we all know, that's a total lie, and that in the rest of the episode, they acted just fine, like everything was normal. They acted really normal, like whenever they go to the surface. Yes, they do have different appearances, but the problem is that, why? I actually had a theory a long time ago about why is it that they can go up to the surface fine, but have to wear water helmets in Sandy's stream. I think that the reason why is because it's toxic to sea critters, but more on that in another video. But let's get back to Sandy. So is Sandy faking? It's a question that I just found through this photo. This photo right here is proof for everything. So, when I was originally writing this, once again, like I just said, however, there was something that came to my mind. Humans, from the beginning of time, always loved to sync two already existing animals to make something. Think of the soap opera, the Jewel, the long-necked turtle. But all these have in common. They have two monsters, and they combine them. And obviously this isn't real, but this proves it. Sandy is a monster. Sandy combined with so it's Sandy plus a sea critter. But the only problem is what sea critter? The photo of Sandy just shows us a regular squirrel, but living underwater. And also the fact that they probably just use this because they don't really have any other backgrounds. But I don't really take that as an answer. Because, and yes, the SpongeBob continuity is so arrows. But there is times of the show when they do stuff that defines logic, which I know is never true. So in that same Surf and Turf episode, there's a scene where Sandy takes off her helmet to nom on something. And she breathes repeatedly into her air helmet. And that's a huge no-no because that defines logic. And SpongeBob never does that. It just makes no sense. Also, the reason why I know that SpongeBob doesn't define logic is because in the episode where SpongeBob and Sandy were debating on which type of animal is better, mammals or sea critters, Sandy takes off her helmet and it fills up with water. And this happens multiple times with a tree dome too, but this is out of the ordinary. And also, here's something to think about. We already knew that Sandy wasn't regular. Like, Sandy is able to take off her skin when she uses the shower. This was obviously used for the effect in one of the episodes. But another thing that defies logic is for the fact how she uses a coffee mug as as a change instead of her regular helmet. But that it should also be filling up with water, because unlike her actual helmet, which is connected to the suit, that one has nothing to connect to except her body, and there's nothing to connect it there. So she's not. So there would only be one thing. She's breathing the water. She's using. But why would she lie to her friends? She's known SpongeBob for since 1999. The reason why I say that is because the time when they met. However, that may change when the new SpongeBob movie comes out. But the point is that she's known them for a long time. They've been through the 90s together. They've been through the 21st century together. They've been through the 20th century together. But why would she lie? It's a cover. She doesn't want them to know her true personality. Because if they knew that she was too being, that she was already something, they would mock her. And I'm not saying this for everyone. SpongeBob and Patrick probably wouldn't. Patrick probably didn't want to know what was going on. But I'm pretty sure the characters would be all like, you're two characters. So Sandy says that she's from Texas. Also, the picture that I keep on talking about has depicted her family as farm type. And recently in the SpongeBob genre in season 11, there's been tons of showings of Old Man Majenkins. And there was even an episode titled Farmer Bob where SpongeBob and Patrick go to work at Old Man Jenkins' house or farm. So what if Sandy was a farmer? She was a farmer underwater that was two species, but no, it was not really a species. It was more of something else. However, she looked like a squirrel, and then when she grew up, she figured out a way to breathe air, and then to further up the scene and say that she's from Texas, she uses her love of Texas, takes out everything she knows about farming, and pretends that she can breathe air using the inoculation of toxic air. Bam! Of course, this is just a theory, and I don't really know if it's true or not, but there is only one thing that can debunk this whole theory off, and that is that in the episode where SpongeBob and Patrick accidentally flood Sandy's house, and Sandy goes nuts, she makes a huge fit over it, and that it doesn't, and that what I think is that the air combined with the water made it toxic to her, because she figured out a way to make it where it was only toxic to everyone else except her. So ending up, what happened was that she started going a little loopy, and during the scene when she took off her helmet, she knew that if she was breathing just fine, everyone would know about it, and everyone would know that she lied. So she pretended to go nuts and do it. And ending up and also, here's something to leave on something sour, and that air kills her. And yeah, that kind of goes against everything I've been saying with how that sea critters can actually breathe air. But let me explain. Sandy doesn't do that stuff. She's programmed to only. She's been doing air for so long through the toxic is that normal air would just hurt her. And even in the second SpongeBob movie, Bubbles has to sprinkle little dust on everyone, including Sandy. And you might say that it dripped off of her and she's just a regular sea critter, but I think, whether you're an ant mammal, but I think not. I think that it actually affected her, and that's why she was able to breathe. It all lines up. Everything about it lines up. And that was the theory. I'm obviously returning to this because I left it on so many cliffhangers. So yeah, if you guys want to see more of it, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.